They came to wash clothes, a normal Wednesday night at a Memphis laundromat, but within minutes, the familiar hum of dryers and folding machines would be drowned out by fear, shouting, and the crack of a baseball bat against tile. No one expected what was about to unfold, and no one expected two strangers to become heroes that night. Ellie's laundromat on South Pauline Street was busy as usual, people folding laundry, waiting for dryers to stop spinning, scrolling on their phones to pass the time. Among them was Jocelyn Hendricks. She had been there earlier that day, and she'd noticed a man, quiet, reserved, just washing and drying his clothes. His name was Joseph Leak. At first, nothing seemed unusual until he said something strange. "You don't need to be on your phone," he told her. Jocelyn paused. She asked him why. He gave no clear answer, just muttered something about washing his clothes. Then he left. It seemed harmless, just a passing, odd interaction, but Jocelyn had no idea he would return. Minutes later, the air inside the laundromat changed. The calm, quiet rhythm of machines gave way to shouting. Leak was back, but this time he wasn't here to do laundry. Witnesses say he stormed inside, yelling at customers, his voice rising, words tumbling out in anger. In his hands, an orange baseball bat. He wasn't just holding it, he was swinging it. For Jocelyn, fear turned real. That harmless interaction earlier now felt like the warning no one caught in time. When panic struck the room, two men made a choice. Donald Young and Reginald Harris didn't know Jocelyn. They weren't trained officers. They weren't armed. They were just two customers. But in that moment, with chaos spreading and the bat swinging dangerously close, they stepped forward. They grabbed Leak, forced him to the ground. Every second stretched thin. One wrong move could mean blood on the floor. Jocelyn watched, frozen, realizing how close she had been to real harm. "They were basically like my superheroes," she later said. "If they weren't there, who knows what would have happened."
Well, it started as a regular day at the laundromat, but then it turned into a very scary situation. A woman came face to face with a man with a bat before two men took him down, and a security camera captured it all. ABC 24's Ezekiel Telemaco joins us now. Ezekiel, you talked exclusively with the victim and the customers who came to her rescue. Is that right?
Yep. So it's a pretty crazy story, honestly. And this happened at Ellie's Laundromat on South Pauline Street, and it started when workers banned a man from the property, and then it took a violent turn when he attempted to come back.
I was drying and washing his clothes, and he told me that I didn't need to be on my phone. And I was like, huh? I didn't understand what he was saying at first because I didn't hear him. So I was like, huh? And he was like, "You don't need to be on your phone." I was like, "Why not?" He was like, "Because he was washing his clothes or something." And I was like, okay. And then he had left.
Hendricks says she thought that was the end of it, but minutes later, police say Joseph Leak came back, and this time he was yelling at customers and swinging an orange baseball bat. That's when two customers, Donald Young and Reginald Harris, stepped in.
I was glad I was able to hold him down instead of shoot him, because we have enough of that going on in the city, and I think it portrays the city in a negative light.
Harris says he never came to the laundromat expecting to be a hero, but he thinks it's everyone's responsibility to help each other.
Pinned to the floor, Joseph Leak spoke. His words weren't screams anymore. They were confessions. He admitted he hadn't been taking his medication, and in that moment, the men holding him down understood something deeper. Harris later reflected, "I was glad I was able to hold him down instead of shoot him. We've got enough of that going on in the city, and once these guys are disarmed, once these guys are off the drugs, they're back to their normal selves. That's when you can talk to them. That's when you can reach them. What could have ended in tragedy ended in restraint." For Harris, it wasn't about being a hero. "I came here to wash clothes," he said. "But if you see a need, you step in. That's what makes a community strong." Even as the suspect was taken away, Harris's heart wasn't hardened. He thought about Jocelyn, the victim of the attack, but he also thought about Joseph Leak, the man with the bat. "I don't want to read about him dead, and I don't want to read about her dead either," Harris said. I'm tired of seeing that go on in our city. His words echo something Memphis once held on to, a sense of morality, of neighbors stepping in when danger arose, of community pride.
I didn't come in here to be a hero, I came here to wash clothes. But I think you need to interact where you see a need. And it's everybody's job to do that in the community. That's what made Memphis what it was.
And while many are calling him courageous, Harris says his heart is with both the victim and the suspect.
You know, a lot of people say, well, he's this, he's that. But you know what? My heart goes out to him too. Because I don't want to read about him dead, and I don't want to read about her dead either. I'm tired of seeing that go on in our city. And like I said, we can talk about it or we can do something about it.
Harris says he hopes this moment helps remind people of what Memphis used to stand for.
Back in the day, if they saw you, people intervened. And they even told your parents. There was a thing called pride. There was a thing called morality. And I think that needs to return back to this city.
Police quickly arrived. Leak was arrested and charged with aggravated assault, trespassing, and burglary. Ironically, just hours before, he had signed paperwork acknowledging he was banned from that very laundromat. Now, he sits in the Shelby County Jail, awaiting the consequences of his actions. But the story isn't just about his arrest. It's about what happens when ordinary people refuse to look away, when two men risk their safety to protect someone they didn't even know.
Because of these heroic acts, Hendricks wasn't hurt, and Leak is being held at the Shelby County Jail on aggravated assault, criminal trespass, and burglary charges.
Yeah, it's definitely good that those customers had those quick thinking to step in and save the situation. Now, I do want to ask you, how long did it take for the police to get there?
Yeah, according to the victim that I spoke to, about 8 minutes, which is a pretty long time. So they did apprehend him, and they were able to hold him down until the police came and had their tasers out, and, thank God, put him away.
Yeah, 8 minutes is definitely a good response time, but 8 minutes can feel like a long time when you're in a compromising situation like that.
Absolutely.
All right, great reporting, Ezekiel. Thank you.
That night could have ended in screams and shattered lives and headlines about death. Instead, it ended with restraint and with a reminder. Heroes don't always wear uniforms. Sometimes they're just people folding laundry, people who see danger and refuse to let it take control. Ellie's laundromat will keep spinning with the hum of dryers, but for those who were there that night, the sound will forever carry an echo of what almost happened and what thankfully didn't. Alright, y'all, there y'all have it, man. That's the crazy story of the laundromat attack in Memphis with the man with the bat. Hey, get in that comment section. Let me know what y'all think, man. Drillers and trappers. We outside trapping and drilling 247. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video. Gang!